baby. A lot of stuff to talk about. Live in L.A., it's called The Herd. Wherever you may be and however you may be listening, iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, and FS1. The Herd brought to you by Jersey Mike Subs. Be a sub above. It's sub day here on the show. Joy Taylor, how are you?
I'm doing great. What a wild, wild NBA postseason this has been.
Well, everybody's talking about injuries. I was driving in this morning, and every show, these injuries are ruining everything. So I want to start with that. Is that where you are at 40, 45 years old, you've earned it. 20s, blame your parents. Teens, blame your parents. 30s, blame your boss. 33, blame the government. We like to do that. But by 40, 45 years old, you're where you should be. You've had too many opportunities, too many choices. I was watching something not long ago. Don Lemon was interviewing the great Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman grew up in a very, very small town, a very poor town. And Don Lemon said, "You're a great story, but not everybody can do what you can do, Morgan." And Morgan Freeman said, "Bull blank. Takes courage. The bus leaves town every day. Get on it." I like that. Bus leaves town. I got on the bus. Joy got on the bus. We got on the bus. Leaves town every day. Takes courage to get on that. And then it's your life. Everybody blames injuries. Tell me how the playoffs are different today with injuries. Well, Giannis got hurt. The Bucks had scored 38 points at half. When Giannis was healthy. Well, Colin, the Suns, they were the number 2 seed in the West. They played together, so they have this great chemistry. Well, it's not a surprise there. Well, what about the Clippers? Kawhi Leonard's injury. Well, time out. Kawhi Leonard's in and out of the lineup for everybody he plays for. And by the way, even when Kawhi played and Paul George played this year, what were they bad at? The end of games. This is who the Clippers are. They fall behind. They're inconsistent. Kawhi's hurt. Well, what about the Utah Jazz in the West? Number 1 seed. So what? Number 1 seed doesn't mean you're the best team. Donovan Mitchell was hurt and still played. He was still their best player. And oh, by the way, Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, last 2 All-Stars picked. Meaning, of all the All-Stars, they're lower-end All-Stars in the eyes of All-Stars. Plus, they can't defend the wing. Good God, Terrence Mann ate them alive. Joy and I have been saying this for years. They can't defend the wing, so they'll never beat the LeBrons or the Paul George or the Kawhis. We knew that with Utah. They can't defend the wing, and in the West, you can't defend the wing, you're done. You're not going to win the conference championship. Well, what about the Lakers? Well, what about them? Anthony Davis came into the season out of shape. He tried to play his way into shape, and he got hurt, which, it's Anthony Davis. He's always hurt. Are you going to tell me that's a condensed season? He's the one that was out of shape. Not everybody came in out of shape. AD did. And LeBron's getting old. He gets hurt more. The West is what the West should be. The Suns, a team that played, all their best players played almost all the games. That's why their chemistry is so great. That's why they're so great late in games. And the Clippers, they're in the conference finals, with or without Kawhi. And he's always missing. Well, let's go to the East now. I forgot Denver. Jamal Murray's injury. All right, it's an injury. They were swept by Phoenix. You're going to tell me if they had Jamal Murray, they would have won? They couldn't win a game without Jamal Murray. Since when has Denver roared into the finals in any year? So let's go to the East. Well, Joel Embiid got hurt. No, the Sixers were exactly what they've been for 3 years. Simmons can't shoot. They're not good at the end of games because of that. And Embiid has some partial injury. That's their story for the last 4 years. All right, what about the Celtics? Jaylen Brown's injury. They were a 7 seed all year long. All year long, they were inconsistent. There was topics on this show regularly. Is Brad Stevens going to get fired? And that was a topic all year. What about the Knicks? They didn't have any injuries. What about the Heat? They weren't that good. That's not an injury thing. That's a not that good thing. The number 1 team in the playoffs that has the condensed schedule, injuries are really the key, is Brooklyn. Oh, wait, Kyrie and Kevin Durant's legacies they're hurt a lot. So you're going to blame that on the condensed schedule. Well, what about James Harden? Okay, I'm going to be nice here, but he came into the season fat because he wanted out of Houston. He didn't work out. And so he came into the season not ready to perform, and like AD, had to play himself into shape, and that's hard. And so for the first time in his career, he usually comes into seasons in great shape. He came in completely out of shape. You went to Twitter, you saw the images, and he tried to play himself into shape. Good luck playing yourself into shape in the NBA. That would be like not training for a marathon, running it, and then pulling a hamstring in mile 19 and going, it's the marathon's fault. Got to train for that puppy. So tell me all the injuries that are changing things. The Suns, the Clippers, and the Bucks, there's no surprise here. Brooklyn, Harden tried to play himself into shape. Lakers, AD tried to play himself into shape. Everybody looks at Atlanta and goes, well, I mean, let's be honest. Without injuries, Atlanta wouldn't be here. But let's be honest about Atlanta. The minute Nate McMillan took that job, they went 27-11 in the regular season. They were good. And then they got to face the Knicks in the first round. Well, according to the odds makers, they were favored. And then they faced the Sixers in the next round. That wasn't injuries. The Sixers led those games late. What determined the outcome of those games was Ben Simmons couldn't hit a free throw. They couldn't have him on the floor. The Sixers had that series won. They couldn't hit free throws. That's not about injuries. It's about you couldn't have your point guard on the floor. Ben Simmons would not shoot in the second half. That's not about injuries. Stop using excuses. Stop being a victim. Everybody's where they should be. By the way, we've had enough injuries to stars. You could make the argument the playing field's even. Everybody's got somebody hurt, except Phoenix. The bus leaves town every day. At 45, stop blaming mom and dad, the government, your boss. You're where you should be, just like all these NBA teams. So I like Paul George. I ran into him once, and he was very complimentary of this show. Of course, it is rather good. Anyway, he was saying this week, Paul George was, that he is the most criticized star in the NBA, and he does get a lot of criticism. I don't think there's any question about that, and Charles Barkley did not want to hear it.
These dudes, man.
What? What do you mean?
Every great player gets criticized.
Yes.
I don't hear that bull
Crap.
Every great player. I have gotten criticized because I didn't win a championship. Michael Jordan, before he won the championship, he can't win. Shaq, Kobe, everybody's gotten criticized. This false narrative, I'm hearing these jackasses on television talking about somebody gets scrutinized more than other people. Give me a freaking break. Paul George is a terrific player, but that goes with being a terrific player. And these other guys talking about he gets treated unfairly. Give me a freaking break.